Hi, my name is Avani Desai, CEO of Schellman. Today I'm joined by Bhavna, Schellman's Chief People and Culture Officer, who's going to talk about curiosity and wonder and the employee experience. Bhavna, it's so great to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm really excited about today's conversation because I think it's important when we talk about curiosity and wonder is how do we harness that in all of our employees? So my question to you is, how does curiosity and wonder make sure that we have a good employee experience?
I think it's really important to think about the people that we hire on board and that they have that desire to learn and that curiosity in them. And then as we go through the employee experience, ensure that we're fostering it through many ways, whether it's through our game changer activities. So it's things like that that will continue to foster that wonder and curiosity, allowing them to have space, not only to do what they're expected to do for their role, but also think about how they can do it better, what technology they can leverage to make it better and easier for them to do it, and also how they can add additional ideas that they have to whatever process they may be embarking on, whether it's a project that they're doing for one of our clients or whether it's a process and a project that they're doing internally. But I think the huge key to that is really giving them the space to allow for that curiosity to foster. So allowing them the opportunity, the time as part of their day-to-day to go and explore, whether that's researching ideas or collaborating with their peers across the organization.
How do you think that we can find out what people are curious about in the recruiting process?
So I think about when you have an employee or a candidate talking about their previous work experience, asking what they did in their jobs to enhance that process. So when I talk to a candidate, I don't say, tell me about your history of your experience. Tell me what you actually did. What were some of the successes you had in that organization, and how did you come about those successes? Was it an idea that you came up with? Was it somebody told you to do this and that's why you implemented it? What were some things that you did that you felt moved the needle for the organization and for your own career? And that's how you pull out whether they're interested in doing that or if they are just more focused on just getting what they're expected to do done. And that's where you can really pull out their desire to be curious.
So you and I have talked many times, we want Schellman to be the destination workplace, right? We want everyone to come to Schellman because they want to work here. And I think part of being a destination workplace is giving employees their unique experience here, right? And so you're right, if you're an IT auditor, you may love the documentation part, right? That may be where you want to be innovative and do more things. If you're an IT auditor, maybe you love figuring out algorithms to make the process more efficient, right? And so there's lots of ways that it's the same job profile, but people are curious and wonder about things very differently. So talk about how you're building this unique employee experience here.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to take people's ideas and not put them in a box, right? So if you're thinking about how you want an IT auditor to be more creative in their role, don't limit to just what their job is, right? So we talk about people come from all walks of life. People have all sorts of different experiences that they bring to the table. How can we leverage those experiences that they bring to the table to all areas of the company? So for example, we have a recruiter that is a veteran. And part of his ideas for the Game Changers is talking about a guide to hiring veterans, right? So yes, it is part of his role, but it's also part of his life experience that he's bringing to the table. So it's important for us to think about people as a whole and not just for what they do for the organization. And if we are open to hearing what people can bring to the table from their pieces of their life experience, and we can foster that within the employee experience, it really helps us to create a more unique experience for that individual. It's important to have things that are aligned across the organization. We talked about values. We talk a lot about values and how we need to make them come to life into the organization. That is the foundation of the employee experience. And then on top of that, we need to take different, unique components of what people want out of their experience and create that. And that's where the managers come into play.
Yeah.
So we fostering our managers and making sure they have the right tools and they have the right skills to help that employee create that unique experience, develop in the way they want to develop, focus on the innovation and curiosity and research that they want to focus in on, as well as thrive in their individual role. That's how you bring it all together, is you really focus on developing those leaders to be able to help create that unique experience. So I don't have, a cookie cutter, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to do this for our employee experience. But we are going to take our core values, we're going to really intertwine it within the organization, and then we're going to build off that foundation to create a unique experience that is tied to that individual person. So the employees get what they want out of it, because again, not everybody's the same. The motivators are different, the things that they're curious about are different, and we want to be able to foster that. So really developing our managers to think about that as they support their employees is really where it's going to be key.
So let's talk about talent. So I think it's really important because the buzzwords that we've heard, especially the last 2 years, are the Great Resignation and the Great Reshuffle. And there's certain table stakes: compensation, bonus, benefits. That's all table stakes. Like, that's really not going to move the needle. But what's going to move the needle, and what I hear a lot from our employees, is they want to make an impact. So you talked about game changers. Tell us a little bit more about game changers and how you feel that does help with curiosity and wonder.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my first Game Changers. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how hackathons in my past experience relates to this. I've been in organizations where we had quarterly hackathons where people have to submit ideas, they have to get people to be part of their team, so they have to sell the idea, and then they work 24 hours to come up with their pitch, come up with the pieces and the components of their idea. And then they present it and they win an award, and then you implement that idea within the organization. I have seen new products be born from hackathons. I've seen new processes being invented because of hackathons. I've also seen a huge part of the culture just come to life through hackathons. New relationships are formed. People, see the more human side of an individual when you spend 24 hours together. So there's a lot that can come out of these type of programs. You are able, again, to create the space and foster these ideas. And then when you implement it, it creates more opportunity for people to raise their hand and say, I've got an idea. Yeah. And so we have to continue to do those type of things and make it often enough that people feel comfortable coming to the table and saying, I understand this is the way we've been doing it, but I have a new idea and I really want to share it because I think it can move the needle here. That gives them that ability to foster their idea and have that impact.
Yeah. I think that's like our secret weapon here. We have 500 employees who are the best of the best in the industry, right? And they're doing audits or, in operations where they're, in finance or on the talent team. And they're doing these processes day in and day out. And we want to foster, how can we do it better, right? And I can tell you it's our 3rd year of doing Game Changers. And we have probably implemented 6 or 7 of the game changer ideas because they came from our people. They know the process really well. There's no one from the outside who can come in for a day or two and tell us, okay, these are all the great innovative ideas. So I love that. And we're going to continue to foster the environment, give people space. I think that's right, giving people space. So let's wrap up and let's talk about your team. And so the people and talent team is so important. We're in a hyper-growth mode. We have new programs like the Emerging Talent Program where we're bringing people in from college. And we're also looking at non-traditional employees as well, and our learning and development team is really strong. So what do you do in your own team to foster curiosity and innovation?
That's a great question. So on the people and talent team, what we do to foster curiosity is we meet and we talk about the different ideas that we want to do to improve the employee experience. We hear firsthand from our employees where they're having pain points, where they're having challenges, and we want to be able to take those ideas and those challenges and come up with solutions. So we talk about, if we had a blank slate, what will we do to go and make changes? We never start with where we are today, but we start with a blank slate. That allows us to be more creative, more thought-provoking, And then we have employees that are interested in different areas of the people experience or the employee experience. And so we allow them to focus on that specific area so that they can research what they would like to do. They can see what other trends there are in the industry. We have them go to different conferences, which is really important to stay up to date on what other companies are doing, what we're hearing in terms of the market data, and bringing that back to the organization. So it's not something that we set aside that we do once a quarter or once a month, but we talk about this ongoing. We meet weekly to talk about what are some of the things that we need to improve and how are we going to iterate off of it. We take things and make them simple, and then we iterate and build off of it so that it never stays still.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, doing it from a blank slate, I think, is really important, right? Because you don't want to make the same mistakes or get into, hey, this is how we've always done it, right? Because then you're taking away the curiosity and wonder. Well, thank you for everything that you do. I mean, we're really focusing on employee experience, employee engagement, impact, and like a customized experience here at the firm. I'm looking forward to this year. Thanks, Bhavna.
Thank you.
Yeah. A special thanks to Bhavna talking about the employee experience and curiosity. Join us next time as we have Schellman's Chief Marketing Officer, Craig Callan, to talk about marketing and curiosity and how that helps with the client experience.